Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Over 30, where we talk about movies, games, and everything pop culture. My name's David, and I have here my co-host Worm and T-Bud. Say what's up, guys.
What's up, guys? How's everything?
Cool, cool. So today's guest is going to be Antoine Lewis Hall, also known in the gaming community as Wes. What's going on, Wes?
Going on, people?
What's up?
So, for those that don't know, Wes is huge in the gaming community as far as like Smash Bros, any competitive gaming. Period. He's actually one of the reasons why I got into competitive gaming. He plays a character named Samus. For all those that don't know who Samus is, she originates from the game Metroid. Goes all the way from NES. Wes, tell us about your character, why you got into gaming.
Oh well, the funny thing about it is originally, I always played different Metroid games, but originally when I played Smash Brothers when it first came out, I think the first one was Super Smash Bros. I think it was 19. I'm showing my age right now, but
Yeah.
19, like 1998, I think, and 99, Super Smash Bros. Came out, and at the time, I was not thinking about Samus. I was more so thinking about playing with characters like Luigi, and Luigi was the character I wanted to unlock, but he wasn't. And back in the days, which is what I love about back in the days, like you had to grind out the games. There was no like tips and tricks. There's nothing you could go online to find out how to do anything. You literally had to just go nose diving into the game and figure it out. So in this game, when I first played it, Luigi wasn't in the game. Like, how the heck you get him? So I literally was just kept playing the game over and over until I got Luigi. Then I played with Luigi, and then eventually, me and my brother, or rather my relatives, we would play the game a lot, and he was playing with Samus, and I started gaining more interest in the character because of the cool stuff he was doing. Then I picked Samus during the ending of Super Smash Bros. And then since I was still playing with her, then I transitioned playing with Samus from that game to Melee, and then the rest is history.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Were you like what made you want to take it competitively? Like obviously we all start playing it casually and thinking
Uh-huh.
of fun. I mean, what was the day like what made that happen? Like what started that?
The
Yeah, like what are
fun,
some of the big tournaments that you went to?
um, well, I guess answer David questions first. The funny thing about it was what's the word for it? I wasn't really, I'm a competitive person to a degree when it comes to certain things, but I didn't care too much to take it to where I took it in the past. I would literally just keep the competition between, me and my relatives. Like, I guess you want to call it the town hero in the
Yeah.
game. So I didn't care too much about competition, but for some reason, the game Smash Brothers caught my interest. I didn't care too much to take it to the next level. I was only playing with my relatives and we talked amongst each other. And then eventually, I started playing people outside of my household. They started talking crap. And this how I actually got closer to one of my best friends to this day. He had his family who played the game, and we had like a little sibling rivalry between both families. And I went to his house. We played Smash Brothers, the first one, and they beat us. And that kind of pissed me off. I was like, yo, I got to get better. I got to get good. And eventually I started going to their house alone because my relatives, they weren't as competitive in the game as I was. So I started going to his house and playing with his family, and I started getting better than his family, and me and him started going on this, being on the same level. And then eventually, when Melee came out, we started playing that too. And like I said, we all of us just kept it amongst ourselves as like competition within our group. And then somebody in our area that we actually played in Smash Melee told us, okay, since you beat us, I'm holding this tournament. The name of the tournament was called Best in New York. And everybody in New York City came to this one tournament. And the funny thing about it is, before the tournament, we thought that we was going to lose to freaking, I hate to be like stereotypical, but this is how gaming is. Like everyone sees video games, or rather, when I was younger, everyone saw video gaming as the person or the race that's the top of the food chain is Asian. So we was like, yo, we're going to get our behinds whipped by some Japanese guys because we even went to Chinatown Fair, and
Yeah,
those guys
yeah.
are on another level when it came to fighting games. So me and my friends thought we was going to get our ass scraped by Japanese players. But funny thing about it is it was the other way around. We started scraping everyone else there. And literally my first tournament, me and like my best friend and his family, all of us took the top spots in the tournament. I only lost to my best friend that I sparred with. He got kind of lucky, he knows it, but he won the first 2 bins. And then I never got a chance to win a bin, but other two like that just sparked me to continue to play competitively. And from that, I just started, going a whole bunch of tournaments to see how far can I take it. I was making money from the game. I was young, so that kind of money from a video game, was like an old brainer. It was an old brainer. So I was just like, you know what, let me take it a bit serious. And I'm naturally good at the game. I was like, why not? But the funny thing about it is, at heart, fighting games aren't my favorite genre of games. I kind of like co-op games, like maybe beat 'em ups more so. I like Streets of Rage, freaking Final Fight.
Awesome.
I like doing stuff like with people, like teamwork games, team-oriented games. That's why in Smash, honestly, I like teams better than singles, but unfortunately, the community pushes singles more in the limelight. So
True.
I actually think teams is more competitive because you really got to work together with your other person.
But here's
skill, but people don't realize that.
But here's the kicker. That's the problem with people. They don't want to have to. The problem with the Smash community, a lot of them, they don't like playing teams because they have to think about somebody more than themselves and be able to communicate with somebody else. So that's the big issue with a lot of people. And my opinion too is I think that kind of hindered the Smash community's growth because they didn't push teams. If you look at a lot of these competitive sports, a lot of them are team oriented. Even if it's a single person, they're part of a team. And then you got other sports like football, basketball, all of them, they're part of a team. And look at football, aka what we call in America soccer. That's a worldwide sport.
It's a whole different beast.
Team oriented, and they gotta work together. That's like one of the hardest sports to play, period. So
Max.
Yeah.
Sorry, David Worm, that was sports.
You're a sports guy, totally. So you
Wes, you just said a whole different world.
Yeah. And the funny thing about it is, before Smash, I kind of was more so into playing basketball competitively. I used to go to tournaments as a young lad.
Really?
And one of the main reasons why I kind of like faded back from basketball is because I was focused more on the game, doing stuff in school, and I was also at the time with my wife that when we was younger, my girlfriend at the time. So I was like, after a while, I got tired. I wasn't playing basketball as much as I was. Maybe if I would have kept focusing on it, I probably would have done something else. But everything happens for a reason. So
of course. Did she support you right away when you got into gaming competitively? How did that transition go from sports? Well, gaming is a sport in itself, right? But how did that transition go? How did it affect your your relationship? How did it affect your day-to-day?
The funny thing about it is that both of us were younger. She actually supported. She's actually a gamer herself, so she plays games. Even when she was younger, she played games. So she wasn't that type of girl. And plus, come on, man, I was taking her on dates from women in Smash. Like, you gonna tell your boyfriend at the time stop playing games, even though I'm like going to tournaments. And then also, unfortunately, when we was younger, I had to go through a lot of hurdles because at the time her mom wasn't used to me and kind of overprotective, so we were sneaking around. So it wasn't like we've seen each other all the time. Right. Literally, I had to see her at work. At school, after school, like take her home. So on weekends, I definitely couldn't see her because she's more so with her mother. So it was like I was traveling and stuff like that, and I'll talk to her over the phone. But everything just worked out, and like I said, she's supportive of it anyway because she's a gamer and she understands.
So it was cool that you had a mutual connection. That was awesome.
Awesome. So let's see. What was your first wake-up call like in tournament? You know how you always play that one guy that completely annihilates you, and it kind of opens the floodgates to like, what can I do now?
I know you're talking
what was like the first guy that took you out and made you go, wow, that guy wrecked me,
Well, the thing
Oh,
about me is that it's very tough to wow me, but there are players for sure that I'm always thinking like, dang, why am I losing to him? So I think that the two players that when I first encountered them that made me think that way was probably this guy named Azen and another dude named Isaiah.
Yeah.
Those two guys.
yeah,
Uh yeah, those two guys mainly. Especially Isaiah.
yeah,
He had my number because he played with a character that kind of countered my character and he knew how to play with my character as well. So that's that was just like I'm done. Like it's tough to beat this guy because not only he plays with a character that counters mine, but he knows how to play with my character because my character was his secondary. So it was tough for me to beat that guy.
yeah, yeah. I mean that guy was. I mean, he still is incredible. I mean,
Nah, yeah, he's ridiculous.
like a machine.
Yeah, he's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, man. Um, let's see.
Oh, so how do you guys start your crew?
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. There we go.
That's like a
The Deadly
that's gonna be a
Alliance.
loaded start.
Yeah.
So
So Wes is for all the listeners that don't know, Wes is part of a crew called DA, also known as Deadly Alliance.
yeah.
So Wes, talk to us about that.
Yeah, basically how we started the team Deadly Alliance was a long time ago. Me and my best friend, we were sparring with each other and we would go to tournaments like Ben. And what happened was we started just forming like I guess it's kind of like an RPG where you go to different towns and you get different people. So we'll go to tournaments like Ben and we'll find like people who are good at the game and we'll do training sessions like this guy. I'm sure people know who he is. Killer OR. And this other dude, people probably don't know him, but he's a legend in my eyes. And he's one of the guys responsible for how good I got today. Kamal, aka Rockman. He used to hold sessions at his house. I used to hold sessions. Kamal used to hold sessions, and Killer OR. So we used to all rotate between sessions. And eventually, all of us said, you know what, let's just, group up together. But we didn't think of a name at the time. And then we had this like group chat that we was part of, an online group chat. And then one day, and at the time too, the game Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance was out, and this is way back when.
I thought that was too.
The Cube Club, Nintendo Cube Club was out, and they would, and then you go to the Cube Club was like it was dope. It was a place where you would go play these demos for games that's coming out, and we played it there.
So where were these? Just for the listeners, where were these locations?
New York City. It was New York. It was New York City. The Cube Club was more so kind of near Soho, I think. And the bins were like in Lower East Side where I used to live.
Okay.
So we would go to Cube Clubs, and then after that, we made a joke. One of my friends made a joke saying stuff. Oh, because my best friend, Hellfox, he had this name on the server called on this group chat we had. His name is Raiden or something like that.
Raiden, yeah.
And we made fun of him, like what? And then I don't know how this happened, but we made fun. It was like, what is this, Deadly Alliance or something? And then next thing you know, we was like, yo, that sounds dope. Like let's call ourselves that. And then that's what we called ourselves, Deadly Alliance. And then after a while, one of the game plans around Deadly Alliance was we wanted to become the best team that had the best players with each different character. That way we could train from the person who's the best at that character. So we didn't want a whole bunch of people that played with the same character, because we noticed that a lot of times in fighting games in general, people lose to novelty. So we wanted to kind of be ahead of the game by putting people on our team that was the master of set, different characters. So I don't know how it worked out, but majority of our team, each person was like the best, at least in New York City or the East Coast with their character. So we had people like we had what's his name? We had Dyer. We had Mike G, we had Killer OR, we had myself, we had Rockman, we had Hellfox, we had Dave, Papa Dave, who was one of the best Falcos at the time. We had 1 or 2 links that was Mad Nasty, Kubu, Blaine, and then we had Hane, which was one of the another Peach too. So, and then we had Rafa, who was who's like the best Ganon on the East Coast. Then we had Amarth, Philly Billy. He was Pikachu. So we was covering. We had like an even spread, a nice spread of who was the best with those characters, and all of us would have sessions. So it made it feel like everyone was leveling up because everyone could pick different things from each other.
Mm-hmm.
So that's literally what we did. The funny thing is, to this day, you know, a lot of us are still in contact, you know, cool with each other.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so during the pinnacle of the Super Smash Brothers success, it was like, you know, you had a camaraderie between each other. So that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So usually in groups like that or anything like that, that's usually where you make your friends for life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with a lot of these guys. You know, I got at least like 4 or 5 of them are like my closest or best friends till this day. So, and we look out for each other. We still talk with each other, and we chill, you know, whenever we can with each other, even outside the game. So it's pretty dope.
Yeah, man. And you know, Smash Bros has actually came a long way. It was like a really underground scene back then. And it's grown to like, I mean, Smash 4 is getting publicity like crazy. Well, Smash Ultimate. I mean, Nintendo's support is kind of weird about it, right? You actually made a YouTube video about that.
Yeah. So
let's talk about that.
So
why do you think Nintendo never backs anything in the competitive Smash community, as far as, you know?
Well, I'm gonna say it like I say it all the time. People don't understand that, number one, Nintendo is not a company. They're not a company that number one needs, like, for example, you have to show value of why a company should invest in this scene. And to be quite frank with you, the scene hasn't shown that value. It's more, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing, because I'm in a community too, but I don't like to be biased. So from what I've seen, it's more of a liability, especially the way the scene conduct themselves. As far as tournaments are not, it's like, to me, the scene sometimes they want their cake, you know, want their cake and eat it too. So it's like they want to be esports, but they don't want to abide by the rules. Like now, after all the allegations, dudes want to start doing things like potentially having parental consent forms for tournaments. Like those are the little things that they haven't even covered yet. But now they want to do that because now they want to try to save face to at the very least hold tournaments without Nintendo shutting it down. And another thing is that the competitive scene, until they realize this, then we'll be able to move forward. They don't understand that the competitive scene only makes up a fraction of the Super Smash Brothers community, like its entirety. Like, we as competitors, we don't make up a lot of the community. Like little Billy and his family, who just plays the game with items and Smash Balls. Those are the people who actually make up majority of the community.
Yeah.
Or rather, the majority of the Smash Brothers community. So until Nintendo sees a significant reason why they should invest into the competitive scene, they're just gonna keep making games for little Billy and his family, because literally they just want to play Smash Brothers with their favorite IP and do Smash Balls, throw items, do X, Y, and Z. That's why a lot of Nintendo tournaments, they have those items. I love playing with items. I would even say, and also the competitive scene, they strip the game so much that it's like it turns matchups, like it polarizes matchups, and it makes it the matchups just unwatchable. But in my opinion, screw it, just throw everything in the mix. And everyone figures it out, and maybe take little things off here and there. But the community, no. What they do is they take each rule, they take the same rules from each game and transfer it over. Why y'all doing that? Like, each game should be treated differently in regards to how you conduct a rule set. But people, when I say these things, people like, you're crazy, Wes. What's the matter with you? So then I'm like, all right, whatever, you win. I'll let you guys do what y'all gotta do. I'll still be here. You know what I'm saying? I'm like one of those grandfathers that tell the kids, listen here, boy. You know, you gotta treat these, you gotta do this, man. Trust me. Trust me. I'd be like, yo, focus on, I'd be one of those grandfathers like, focus on your school, focus on your books. Don't worry about those girls. That trust me, they ain't going nowhere. And then the kids be like, Grandpa, the girls love me, da da da. I'm like, no, trust me. In the future, you're gonna understand. They're the kids that don't listen, be having girls pregnant at the age of freaking 15, 16, and then their life, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'll be like, you see what I told you? You could have been such and such. You could have did this. The girls ain't going nowhere. That's how the community is, man. They just don't listen until it's too late. And right now, it's looking like it's too late because Nintendo, they probably won't ever support the Smash scene in any way. Before they sponsored the events, they didn't give them prizes, but they would give them advertisements, and from what I heard, they would give them like what's it called, equipment for their events. But the community, they want other stuff. In my opinion, Smash is probably going to be grassroots. And I told people this, like, if I don't know if you guys know this, but in the past, the Smash Brothers community, they raised about I think $95,000 or $90,000 for breast cancer awareness, right?
Yeah,
awesome. I understand they're trying to support charity, but I'm gonna call a spade a spade. They did that because they wanted to get an Evo to get the publicity, right? That was the other thing that they wanted. So, in my opinion, if the community could raise that much money last minute, right? Because to me, it's last minute. It wasn't like a drawn out campaign throughout months. I think it was like a few weeks. If they could do that, then why can't we do that for ourselves? Raise money to have some big majors and stuff like that.
Yeah,
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. The communities, the mentality is just not there for them to get the support that they want from Nintendo, and they won't get it because Nintendo, especially Nintendo Japan, they don't give a crap about this esports stuff like that. And if they do, they're gonna run their own events and they're gonna give the winner a nice shiny silver controller.
yeah.
Well, there you have it, guys.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, so people in like any subculture community, when they're like really in the community, I've noticed they're really set in their ways, like rules, this and that. Like they just like, no, they don't want nothing to change.
yeah, I mean, Nintendo has always been about this whole family-friendly movement, so I kind of get it. They want to keep it fun, for anybody to just pick up the controller and just play, and that's absolutely how gaming should be. But I don't agree with not having the option to be competitive in it. It is what it is. But
I wish there could be some kind of middle ground, but to me, it seems like both parties are set in their ways. Like Nintendo definitely, doesn't want to support the scene the way the scene wants to be supported, and the scene doesn't want to change the way Nintendo might want them to change. Like I guarantee you, if Nintendo said, "Oh, have an items tournament with Smash Bros and all that stuff," and we control some of the event, scene is not going to want to do that. They were like, "No, items are random, blah blah blah." They're not going to want to do nothing like that. So
yeah,
I think it's a relationship that's probably never going to work unless somebody just makes their own freaking Smash related game and then have their own funding, have their own sponsors and stuff. But no platform fighter is probably going to beat Smash Brothers. So
right,
because the IPs are too strong, man.
yeah. Yeah.
Wes, since you're not a player on the scene anymore, do you like to give back to the community and whatnot?
Well, yeah, me and one of my best friends, we formed a nonprofit organization called SOS Gamers, and we've done things. We've done a few charity events to raise canned goods for like what is called City Harvest. We helped with March of Dimes. We've done stuff in the community. So, and we also we raise funds to do these kind of these cyber leagues inside of underprivileged community centers for kids and whatnot. And we was also trying to launch this other campaign, but it didn't turn out too well. It was a campaign for us to kind of put Smash kind of like promote 4v4 Smash. And we was trying to get funds. We put this like pilot kind of charity event to just see how receptive the community was to it and to get some, some help so we could raise funds and kind of make like a circuit or something like that. But for some reason, community wasn't receptive. They thought it was crazy. We even had people like Nintendo Life, help promote the event for us. But it's just that some people in the community kind of took it the wrong way, and they didn't support it. They weren't receptive in a way we intended, which sucks. And it shows that, you see what I'm saying? Like, they wanted their way, it's either their way or the highway. And it sucks because how are we going to change, and how are we going to be open-minded if people are acting like that in the community?
That's true. That's awesome of you, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, Wes, you're into gaming. Let's get to know you outside of gaming. What are your interests as far as, your everyday, like movies, shows, what do you do? What's your hobbies?
Oh, well, one of my hobbies right now at the moment is doing stuff like content creation. And obviously people like to turn the hobby of content creation into something lucrative. So that's one of my hobbies that I'm doing, and I'm basically utilizing that my content creation to do gaming, but also health. I'm into health too, so I kind of try to help people just get on the road to a healthier life. I'm all about balance. Like, so I'm not one of those people who, if they're vegan, they be at the dinner table with other people who are, I guess you want to call them omnivores that eat everything. And then you look at them with a steak and you be like, you're going to die from eating that steak. You know what happens? Steak lasts in your stomach for like 2 weeks. And, it's not like that. I'm not one of those people. To me, I'm like this. That steak look good, but I'm not going to eat it. But you got to understand, like, make sure if you're going to eat that, have, some fruits, have some vegetables, and make sure that, you don't eat steak every day. And you make sure you also cleanse yourself fast once in a while to give your time, give your body a chance to assimilate everything that you ate. So I'm that type of person when it comes to health. I'm not like an extremist that tells people, oh, you're going to die tomorrow and all that stuff. So I'm into health and gaming. So on the side, I do research in health and stuff like that.
Question, like I'm into the whole health scene, fitness and everything. Do you think when you were, heavy into gaming, do you think your health was affected by that? Like, as far as because you weren't moving as much, we spend a lot of time behind the screen,
drinking Mountain Dew.
Funny enough, right? Maybe, but the thing about it though is that I would like to call myself, I guess you want to call a hybrid gamer, which is I'm a gamer, but I'm also into fitness and stuff. So outside of me playing games, I'll play basketball, I'll hit the gym, I'll do stuff like that. So I guess fortunately I had a decent balance of both of them. So that's why I'm able to still, at this age, I'm still able to play, beat some of these youngins' ass in other games, without having any back problems. Some people that I know that played with me back in the days that are even younger than me, they look like they freaking like in their 40s or something like that, and they have all these issues with themselves, and that's because of things like you said, drinking Mountain Dew and all that stuff. I kind of stopped that at an early age, and on top of that, like I said, it's all about balance. I used to eat, I'm not gonna lie, I used to eat some crappy food back in the days, but when I got home, that was mainly tournaments. But when I got home, I had home cooked meals. So, and I was able to, like I said, I worked out and stuff like that. So that kind of balanced everything out, as opposed to, I guess, your traditional gamer who just stays home all day, play games, drink Mountain Dew, Red Bull, whatever you want to call it, all of these sports drinks. Like, if you want to drink Red Bull, that's fine, but everything is in moderation. Like, you only supposed to be drinking Red Bull if your energy is completely depleted and you need that one energy boost, just that one energy boost, that one Red Bull to last you like a few hours to get through the day. That's whatever. But some of these guys be drinking it like they need it. It's like their coffee, and that's
or at least try the Red Bull sugar free or something.
Oh, come on, man! All that stuff is crap, man. It's like, that's, to me, that's like saying,
Diet Red Bull.
I'm smoking these diet cigarettes. Like, oh yeah, come on, man. All that stuff don't make any sense, man. It's either you're going to do it or not. That's it. There's no in between.
Yeah.
That
What's
type
your
of
favorite
stuff.
sport? You watch NBA or something?
The funny thing is, I've been so busy, I haven't really been keeping track of the NBA. But
Yeah.
you know, I did used to watch the NBA especially during the times of, you know, the times of Jordan, Kobe, and stuff like that. To me, NBA is cool, but I'm getting sick and tired of all these super teams being formed, man.
Yeah. Hey, Knicks are on a super team. They playing good, man. I don't care. I don't care when you
Yeah.
reset.
My friends
We
make
finally
fun of
get
me.
in
It's
our
like,
due, man.
the funny thing about it is my friends make fun of me because when I say one little thing about the NBA, they're like, shut up, Wes. You don't watch basketball no more. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you also have a YouTube channel. How'd that start?
Oh, the funny thing about it is I had this YouTube channel years ago. I made it off of a whim. Like this is during Smash 4 days.
Yeah.
Smash 4 for the Wii U, whatever you want to call it. And the community, I guess Nintendo was doing stuff for the community, and you know, they had an invitational, and I was kind of like cheering on the community. So what I did was I thought of maybe making a YouTube. I thought about putting on someone, but then my friends like, yo, just put it on YouTube. And then eventually I started doing like a series on YouTube called Smash on Blast, where I just would blast, like put the community on blast for whatever I felt about the community. So I had one episode where there was guys, what sparked it is there was one dude who took the copy of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and he was driving and he just tossed it out the window saying it's trash. And then I
Wow.
was like, yo, man, see, this is why Nintendo ain't trying to mess with us because you're doing stuff like that. I mean, if you're gonna do it to yourself. I mean, do it in your private time, but don't do it in public, you know. So I thought about making a video to put those type of people on blast. So I had like people I know, like freaking Mango. I had Hugs, Hacks, all those guys in the video because they're like melee enthusiasts
Yeah.
at the time. And I was like, maybe it'll be good if we don't divide ourselves anymore and just stick to one game to kind of make the community be bigger than what it is. Because my opinion, Smash Brothers community is kind of segregated in regards to that. Like Smash Brothers community is probably one of the only communities I know that is really segregated. Like it's almost night and day between the different iterations of Smash. Like sometimes melee people hate ultimate people, and ultimate people hate melee. Like it's kind of like it's like that to a degree. So during Smash 4 era, it was really bad. So I made that video, and then I was making more and more videos, and then all of a sudden, I was just busy working, and I just let the channel just, I guess the channel just not died out, but I just was on a big hiatus, and then I decided to bring it back because I had a bunch of other stuff I wanted to showcase in the channel, like anything I have that I want to talk about, gaming stuff that I enjoy, other people enjoy, and then eventually I'm gonna start doing some health stuff too, but because I want to fuse both gaming and health together, because I know there's a lot of gamers out there that they aren't really conscious with, you know, how to at least do the basics of health and, you know, to help them preserve themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So the one video you did about the drama, what was it, David? It was the Mr. Rogers.
Oh,
Yeah. that was amazing, by the way.
It's hilarious.
That editing was great.
oh yeah. I don't take full credit in the editing, all editing. Well,
okay.
Me and one of my good friends, his name is Ricky. He's the one that kind of he made the older episodes of Smash on Blast. Like it's basically my ideas, and he's just able to like bring it to life. So we would just be at his house chilling, or be on the phone chilling, talking about different ideas. And he was, you know, I didn't know he was that nice. And then he's like, "I got you, Wes. I'll do this." And when I saw the first episode, I'm like, "What the hell is this?" So the first episode, he was like, "What the hell is this?" So he was like, "Yo, we got something here." Then we started doing it back and forth. But the problem is that kind of editing, it takes a while to do, especially for one guy. And the topics that we have was like kind of very topical, so they don't last that long. So you got to kind of pump it out. So that's where we kind of like took a break for a while, and then that's when I started getting into editing my own stuff, and I really started seeing like, yo, this takes a long time. And then I told him, I'll be telling him privately, I'm like, yo, man, I don't deserve you, yo. Like you know, when you did for the videos for me in the past was pure gold. And you know, the recent video I did that's talking about Melee and Nintendo. You know, I think like practically all of that on my own, with some of his guidance. But you know, I learned a lot from the guy, and he definitely helped me out. And if I do become a successful YouTuber, I owe that a lot of it, to him.
Yeah,
And yeah, the series will go on. I will have different stuff to talk about the community, but there's just a lot of things too I want to do. So, and I'm like a one-man army when it comes to me editing my videos. So it's like you have these ideas, but you got to also take consideration how long it's going to take to edit it, and it takes a hell of a long time. But the Mr. Rogers idea was something I thought of I don't know, like I just be thinking of these crazy ideas, and then I just be putting in like I don't know, man. It's kind of like asking a rap, it's kind of like asking a rapper, how did you come up with those lyrics and stuff? They just like, yo, they just be home, just thinking.
I don't know, it just came to me.
Yeah, no, literally it just came to me, and
yeah,
that's what happened.
that's an awesome channel. Yeah.
Yeah. You definitely got a lot of attention for that one, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, so I plan to do more stuff like that in the future.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think of these new gamers now? In the Smash community, the new pros, the new tops. What would
Are you still keeping track of the youngins?
Oh, dude, it's funny. It's funny you say that. I always keep my ear to the streets, man. I'm like one of those old MCs that's in the rap game.
Yeah.
That, he looks at, he studies and he looks at who's the top dog and sees how they are and stuff like that. And then sometimes they come into the scene and do a little something and then they leave. I'm like that type of person. And to be honest with you, a lot of these guys are soft. I'm not even going to shit soft because
calling you guys out.
They think, dude, they think the sun shines on their ass and it's tough. And the thing is too, they think the problem with the culture today is like they think that because you got 1 million subs or 1 million followers, like people should be putting out a red carpet for you. Like like you could hold me to it. I would never be that way if I was in their shoes. Like I would honestly try my best to reach out to people that, the smaller people, whatnot. But for some reason, it's so hard. Like I find it just funny. Like I constantly sometimes even hit some of these top players up and they just completely ignore me. And I'm like, okay. I mean, it's not my loss. I just wanted to like play some games with you. That's just simple. Back in the days, literally, when I was a top player, I used to go to tournaments and I used to have a line of people playing me. I used to literally just play anybody. I didn't care. Yeah. I used to play my best against them too. It wasn't like, oh, you sandbag. I'm scared that you're gonna learn how to play a tournament. No, I feel that I'm the type of player that I want to play everybody. That way, if I beat everybody, I know that I deserve to be called X player. I'm not trying to. A lot of these top players, they be scared of playing each other. Like they go to the TL, like, oh, just an example. Not saying this actually happened, but it'd be like, oh, Zero fights left in first round. A top player would be like, why am I fighting left in first round? Can you fix the bracket? Like we should be fighting each other at the grand finals. Like, what type of soft stuff is that? I can't beat the top player. First round, I don't deserve to win the tournament. That's just the bottom line. But these guys, they want easy sailing. Like, but I will say this, even though they're kind of like prima donnas, in my opinion, they are nice at the game. I'm not taking that from them at all. They're real good at the game. Like they'll probably beat my ass in these games, but it's just that the character of the person is just to me. I would think that, but that's just me too. That's just the old school of me talking, because like back in the days, we used to have all of these sessions, like a whole bunch of top players. You should just go to each other's houses and play and grind. We didn't care, and there used to be even the top players with the lower class. I guess the lower class players playing. Am I right about that, Dave?
Yeah.
We used to all just chill, hang it, and play. But now you got to set up an appointment, and then you got to sub to their channel just to get a game with them. Like me, I stream, and even people that I know that I'm better than, I like, yo, come play. Like you ain't got to sub to my channel to play me. You could just come play me. You want to, and if I'm playing, and you know, whenever you want to play, hit me up. That's how I am. I'll see if I can play you or not. That's it. I don't care if I get embarrassed on stream. These guys, they scared about, oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose like 100 followers if this low class player beats me on stream and records it, I'm gonna lose all my. I don't care about that. Like you shouldn't either. Like you're a top player. You should always be on the grind to become a better player and play
Right.
everybody, man.
Right.
But
And
these
you never
guys,
know what
mentality.
you never know what you're going to take off of somebody else. You
That's
know,
what I'm.
like
That's another mentality. Like
Yep.
you could learn. The funny thing is how I got as good as I did when I was younger. I played everybody, and I didn't. When I beat the person, like I will play them. There's two things I would do. Like I will have the goal to test out certain things against them, see how they're playing, to see if they're doing stuff I don't do. Even though I'm kicking it behind, there's still stuff that they do that's kind of interesting to me that I could probably apply in my game. And then also what really made me test myself was I'll be like, okay, if I play this person, I don't want in my head to think that I'll lose to them in the tournament. So I'm trying to destroy them, like 4 to 5 stock a person, like completely. That's why I don't want it to get close. Like if I'm getting it, if you and me are having close battles, then that's a problem for me. That's a problem.
Right.
You're gonna keep playing until I figure out how to destroy you. If not, I guess we're gonna be playing forever, brother.
Yeah.
Wes, it sounds like you want to come back, Wes.
Oh well, the funny thing about it is I recently have been playing Melee on stream, and you know I've been going to a few tournaments. I placed like top 10 at a few tournaments, which isn't too bad. And I feel like even though I left, I would expect I guess you want to call it the meta of Melee to be so much advanced that I'm losing to everybody. That's not even the case. But surprisingly, I'm able to hang with all of these guys, and I haven't taken the game like super serious in years. So it's just surprising, you know. And people told me, you know, they want me to come back to play the game. So at least once a week, I stream and play the game, and then maybe if I find time out of the week, I'll probably enter a tournament because you know the pandemic. Unfortunately, the pandemic to me, it's like the gift and the curse because it's like obviously people's out of work, people's dying, you know, all of that bad stuff. But then at the same token, you know, you're able to find your creative self. You're able to take time to yourself, think about stuff you want to do stuff that you never done before, communicate with people that you're so busy to communicate with, and you know, just do a whole bunch of stuff that you never thought that you would, and you know, stuff like Slippy. It's like I don't know if you know what Slippy is. Slippy is like this online thing that they have for Melee that you're able to play Melee like from home against everybody in the world, and it feels like you're playing the game right next to them. Wow. So that's another cool thing that made me want to come back and play the game because I was having issues. I was having issues in the past trying to even get good because I'm used to going to somebody's house and playing them or going to sessions. But, you know, we in this Generation Z freaking era where the dudes don't do any of that. They don't go to each other's house and grind out. Right. So it's tough to get better. But now we have this. I'm able to just play everybody.
Right. And you play this on how do you get that software, Slippy?
Oh, you just Google it and then put it, you know, Slippy, and then you'll find it, and you'll just.
It'll be on the computer, correct?
Yeah, you play it on the computer.
Yeah.
It's simple to get it. It's real simple. Awesome. It takes like 5-10 minutes to set up, but it's real convenient, man.
So you heard it here first. Wes is coming back. But you wanna come back like Jordan did the first time in the Bulls, not the Wizards. Sports reference, my bad, Worman.
Yeah, I want to come back. I want to come back. Bulls West, not
yeah,
Wizards.
Exactly, not the Wizards, Jordan.
That Jordan, he needed to just like hang back, man.
So from what David used to tell us, you guys have played together in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is David a good player?
Yeah, David is good, man. He was actually part of that. What was the name? Was he part of Killer Fleet? Killer Fleet, right?
Yeah.
We called him Killer Feet, but yeah, he was good, man. He was good, but I think you also played Brawl for a little bit, right? You played.
Yeah. I played a little bit. You know.
And his gamer tag, he probably won't know that. I remember it was X.
Yeah.
So
to this day, he still has everything.
I don't forget a face, man. I don't be forgetting the face, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, I definitely appreciate getting the chance to play. I mean, playing players like you actually got me, you know, to be able to compete, you know, because I had that opportunity. And I feel for like, you know, the new players nowadays, like you mentioned earlier, like the new pros, they won't give the commons the time of day.
And yeah, they don't, man. You gotta
That's
schedule. You
kind
gotta
of
schedule
fun.
coaching and all this other stuff, services, stuff like that. So it's tough for new players, man. Especially if you ain't, if you don't have no money and stuff like that. Like it's tough. There's no outlet for them to just train and get better without having to either book an appointment or pay some kind of fee for them to do what they got to do. I'm not really 100% hating on the top players for charging a fee, but it's like there's no middle ground to any of this. It's just either you become real good because you got to pay for these services, or you're on your own and you hopefully become good off of other stuff. But unfortunately, I'm already like seasoned to the point where I don't 100% need anybody to coach me. It's just me playing and being able to pick and choose what I need to work on.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like you said with the Gen Z. I feel with the fight game community in general. Back then, that's why everyone got so good and everybody, because you had to go to Chinatown Fair to play everybody. The same thing with the Smash community. You had to go to the tournaments to play everybody. So that's what got people better. That's why pieces like in Japan and they still have a big scene in the arcades. That's why people get so good, because they're still playing with them.
Well, like I said, there's no sense of camaraderie, I guess, like now, the days before when Wes was, with Deadly Alliance and stuff like that. So there's no, there's no groups. So.
That's why I respect Japan. And that's why they're on another level in regards to competitive, or rather just fighting games in general, because they have this crazy fighters etiquette. What I mean by that is they'll play with anybody. And they don't play for monetary gain, because in Japan, from what I gather, I think it's still a thing. It's illegal to I guess they consider tournaments gambling. So you can't have tournaments with entry fees and stuff like that. So that automatically sets a different mindset for these guys. And they play mainly for pride, experience, and becoming better players, as opposed to us. We don't play for that. I play for pride and stuff like that, but a lot of these players, they play for they have other intentions when they play, which, you become a top player, but at the same token, it might actually subliminally stunt your growth if you don't. That's why I respect those guys in Japan.
So what would you tell somebody trying to get into the competitive gaming society? What would be your advice? General gaming, as far as just getting their foot in the door. What should they do?
Well, the thing is, what my advice I would give is,
do not drink Red Bull.
What I would give them is, I would tell them that you first have to figure out, I guess in regards to Smash, what kind of player you want to be. Like, if you just want to be one of those town heroes, then you don't have to go that hard. But if you're trying to be a top player and win these events, then you really have to, I guess, develop thick skin. Like, I call me and my friends, like, learn to take your lumps. You gotta take your lumps. And the biggest thing too, there's two bad things that people do, right? Is they idolize others. I don't believe in idolizing people or putting people on a pedestal like they're God, because you're setting yourself up for failure. So I would say it's good to inspire to be someone, or see their blueprint and see how they got be successful. I would say do those things. And also I think they should just humble themselves and learn to just not compare themselves to somebody who's already made it, because everyone has different rates that they'll become successful. Like, some people, it might take them a year to become successful, as opposed to another person, it might take them a few months, or another person 5 months. But they got to understand, it's not about who makes it to the finish line first. It's about how long you can stay at that finish line, your longevity. And that's the problem I see with a lot of people. They have issues with comparing themselves to other people. And then when they lose at these tournaments, they be like, damn, I'm never going to be like, I guess I'm going to say Mango or Hungry Box. I'm never going to be like them. But you're never going, of course, you're never going to be them, because you're not them. You got to work, you got to see where you're going to be at, where you're supposed to be at. That's what I would advise people. Like, you got to literally grind, and don't worry about what other people are doing. And that's the best thing I can tell you. If you really want it, you gotta grind. And to be honest with you, there's no excuse for these guys to not get that good these days, because back in me and David's days, we didn't have these tools. We didn't have YouTube. YouTube was non-existent to us. And even a little bit before X, aka David, into tournaments.
X.
Into tournaments. He there was something called DC++. And it's like a hub where players will put all of their videos, their VHS quality videos on this hub, and they'll upload it. And it'll take, we was running at 56K at the time. So it would take us days to wait for a match. So a tournament can happen on Saturday. We'll have to wait till almost the next tournament happens before the file fully got uploaded. And if the person's mom or dad was making a phone call while they uploaded the crap, they had to start all over, man, because what is it, 56K was kind of like dial-up.
Oh man.
So yeah, it was just terrible, bro. And what I used to do at tournaments, I used to have a camcorder. So that was my way of salvaging my matches and going back and home and watching them. And then sometimes you have to do the good old walk of shame home and try to figure out how you got your ass beat in tournament.
Yep.
You know, and if not, you keep going to tournaments, getting your behind whipped. So that's what we had to do. We had to literally remember how play for play we got a behinds whipped and take it home. Put our pride to the side and remember that. Don't discard it because you don't want to ever remember how you got 4-star. No, you better remember how you got your behind whipped so it don't happen again.
Yeah.
So these guys, they got YouTube, they got coaches, they got people who's willing to coach them, they got Discord, they got all of these things that they could use, man. They got Slippy. You don't gotta go to nobody's house.
Definitely showing our age right now, for sure.
Yeah, so we showing our ages real
We're
bad.
definitely over 30.
So it's like, dude, these kids have no excuse, man. A person like me shouldn't come back beating their behinds. I got a wife,
Jordan.
I got a wife. I do other stuff. These kids, they ain't got that many responsibilities. So the world is your platter, man. The world is at your disposal. You got all the time in the world. So there's no excuse for them to not get as good as some of these top players. It's all, honestly, at the end of the day, it's all up in their mind. That's really about it.
Yep. And that advice you gave actually relates to anything in life in general. Your work, education, sport, anything. I mean, just practice and watching your faults, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Just
work at yourself first.
Just like content creation, it's hard. That's a hard thing to get into. Like, you might grind and it might take you years to get to like probably 10,000 subscribers, and then all of a sudden 2 days later the channel blows up. You wake up, you look at your phone, oh shoot, I'm at 50 subs, 100 subs. So you never know. You gotta, like, your intentions have to be different. You really, in life, you really just have to make sure that this is what you want to do for the rest of your life, because or something you really want to invest your time in.
Yeah.
Even doing the good and bads, because you know you're gonna have to understand that there's gonna be a lot of bads before goods.
Yeah.
So it's up to you if you're willing to take that journey. Nothing comes easy if you really want it, man. That's just how it is with everything, man.
Yeah.
True words, man. So what's next on your journey, man? What's your next goal? What are you trying to do next?
Besides coming back and whooping everyone's ass.
That's one thing. Yeah, that's one thing. One of my big goals is to continue to do streaming, continue my research in the health industry, and potentially be like this well-renowned health advisor, either in gaming and or just in the general public, to help them out, and then also give back to people in need, like people who need like just regular advice, because unfortunately homeless people, they don't even know, or just people who are low income residents or citizens, they don't even have the basic knowledge to sustain their health. Like, they probably get food stamps and stuff like that, but they don't know how to stretch that out or they don't know how to purchase foods or have a proper diet that's, you know, conducive to their health. And it sucks because they don't have that outlet.
Yeah,
you know, they probably get food, but in their mind, in a lot of people's mind, they think being healthy is ridiculously expensive when that's wrong in all matters, man. Being healthy isn't expensive, man. It's just all about your mindset and, you know, how you do things.
Exactly. And I mean, if you really think about it, it's going to cost you more
in the long
those
run.
hospital bills if you don't take care of yourself, you know?
Crazy. Absolutely. I 100% agree.
You know, nowadays you got people investing more on their look over their health, you know, buying $300 sneakers, buying crazy things.
Yeah, like they buy those ugly behind Yeezys. I still don't know about till this day, son.
The one with the holes in them?
They look like, son, they look like fossils, bro. I don't know. Like seriously, they look like fossils that they just cleaned up and they put like freaking primer and gloss over them, and they just
I know what you're talking about.
Those things look ugly.
And only $600.
Yeah, they're only $600. And you got, I understand. To a degree, I understand why some people buy it. Some people buy it because, you know, they sell them, and I get that as a business. But if you are buying Yeezys and you don't wear them, and or you don't have money to buy yourself something like the essentials, what are you doing with yourself, bro? What are you doing? And I tell everybody this, like, if you don't have money like that, stop buying clothes. If you have just like a decent wardrobe to last you maybe a week or so, then you good until you get some money that you could buy that. Because I tell people the cycle is, I even tell my brothers and sisters, my little brothers and sisters, like, the cycle is, why do people buy clothes, nice clothes? Why? I want to see if you guys understand. Why people buy clothes?
I mean, I guess some people, if I would take a swing at it, some people buy it to make themselves feel good, you know, to look good. To portray a certain image.
Yeah, they're trying to make themselves seem like something they're not.
Yeah. So that's correct. So to expand on that, in order for you to, at least some people, like, you know, vanity is deep. So what people do is they buy clothes, you know, to feel good. But in order to feel good, you're not gonna want to stay home and feel good. You know, you go, you know, look in the mirror, you think you feel good, but you want to go outside to get that acceptance from everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So when you go outside, why would you go outside? You go outside, more than likely you're gonna be spending more money. So I tell my brothers and sisters, you trying to save money? Don't buy clothes, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna go outside, look for freaking people to want to accept you, to look good, and then you're gonna go to stores, go out. You want to go out with your friends because you want to look nice, and that requires money. If you ain't got it, don't follow that cycle, bro. Yeah. Don't follow that cycle.
Damn, what's taking all of us to school, yo? Damn.
I buy clothes, but
I
don't buy a lot of clothes. My wife sometimes she calls me cheap. I'm like, no, I ain't cheap. Like, I have some pretty nice clothes, but I don't be buying clothes like all year round. No, I have the same few pair of jeans to last me a few weeks, and that's it. I don't need to buy nothing else for right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you buying clothes? We're in the I be seeing people go to stores. We're in the pandemic. Who are you impressing? Where are you going, bro? If you go to a restaurant, people are doing takeout. So what are you doing?
Yeah.
Right. What are you doing? Pandemic, after hopefully when this pandemic ends, people should be having, and people who are, you know, working and have money in their pockets, they should be having a buttload of money saved up, because they shouldn't be buying clothes and unnecessary stuff.
Well, the thing that's killing me is, you know, we're getting all these checks, these stimulus checks. I've tried to save most of my stimulus checks, but I hear, you know, you go outside, you hear people, oh, I just got my stimulus check, I'm gonna go buy this. No one's
I got them Yeezys.
And let me tell you, to add on that,
I got 2 Yeezys.
Listeners, to you people listening, stop posting on social media that you got your stimmy. You're just asking for someone to come to your home and rob you.
Yeah, I don't post up I got my stimmy.
Like,
as far as I'm concerned, I didn't get my stimmy yet, yo. Nobody knows I have it, man.
Exactly. Track your stimmy, Wes. Track your stimmy.
I actually think the more impressive thing would be if somebody from like 8 months from now says they still have their stimmy. That would be more impressive than telling me.
Yeah, that would express. See, I'll be honest. I don't know if I'm gonna have my stimmy 8 months from now. I'm
Oh, I
probably
don't.
buying,
No.
And that's
buy
fine
essential
though.
stuff, buy essential stuff and probably invest into other things. But
Exactly.
I'm not gonna have my stimmy 8 months from now. I can guarantee that, man. $1,400 ain't a lot, man.
It's really not.
Especially in New York City, man. No matter even if you buy essentials, man, that's still not a lot.
No.
Yeah.
100% agree, man. But
So
yeah.
what I think, David, is since he's been streaming a lot, playing Melee, and now that we have this channel, I think maybe we should do a West X battle.
I think you're calling that a crossover.
Yeah, we can set that up one day, man.
like a friendly.
Yeah, or we could play. I don't know if you play Ultimate, whatever game you want to play, we could play it.
Bro, I'm fine with whatever, man.
I
It's been a minute though, but I'm down for it, man.
Yeah, I played. The funny thing about me is that I'm not one of those top players that just sticks with one game.
Yeah.
I played all the games, and just to familiarize myself with it. And Deadly Alliance, we're still alive till this day. We still have people representing the team, like Sinji, Vinia, Racer Rex, Vice, Cynics. We have a whole bunch of guys still representing the team who play Ultimate. So we still around. We still got players. And the funny thing is, I'm still able to like hang with those guys in those games. I'm still able to give them a little bit of salt. Provide them with a little bit of salt sessions, man.
Yeah.
So,
dope, man. Yeah, no, we should definitely. What would be really dope is having like back in the day. I don't know if you remember our crew battle.
Oh yeah, DA versus Killer Pete. I remember that.
That'll be dope, man. But
who won that battle? I'm trying to remember. Y'all, did we win or y'all win?
I honestly don't. I don't even know. I know it was close, but I really don't know.
Well, that's good. That means you guys were having fun.
Yeah. It was good, man. It was.
We was just playing. Yeah, crew battles was a big.
You play FIFA, man? I'm down to play FIFA if you're down.
FIFA, wolf.
No FIFA.
Jeez,
you got shut down.
I learned to pick. The thing about me in sports games, the only reason why I didn't mess with sports games is because, it's like if I could do it in real life, why am I play video games because it's like, the fantasy. It's like, stuff you can't do in real life. So I never really got into crazy. I would play games like NBA Jam or me and my brothers will play NBA Live and then take all the rules off. So we'll be able to push people down the half court and take the ball and then blow teams out by like 100. So we'll do stuff like that. But like sports games, traditional sport, I wouldn't play it that much. But if someone challenged me, I usually gotta pick it up.
No, I'm just
play, you know what I'm saying?
We got a little challenge.
Win or lose. The thing about me, I keep the same energy. Like I'm not the type of person if I'm getting my ass kicked, I'm gonna be like all sad and stuff. Nah, we keep it out. I'm still gonna be talking trash. I'm just gonna try to get you next time. That's all. But a lot of these players, they're not like that. Like a lot of players, when they lose, they go directly on Twitter and start posting. It's crazy. Like, I don't think this is for me. I'm gonna quit. And then they get their crowd of people to tell them, "Don't you quit, man. We love you. We miss you." Like we ain't get all of that when we was younger. When anybody would put something like that,
crazy.
They'd be like, "Yeah, stay away. You whack, man. Why you
Listen, man.
When you come trash the other day? Oh, now you know how it feels to talk trash, right? And take those L's. Like, I'm not gonna lie, we was a bit toxic back in the days, but
we were, but it was fun though.
But it's a different type of toxic. It's not the same. It's not. It's a different type of
I think
toxic, but it was like everybody was it was kind of like a family being toxic to each other, if that makes sense. It's kind of like your family and you saying stuff like, "Yo, your sister, your head is big," or stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like just making cracks at your siblings. That's how our toxicity was back in the days. But I mean, now it's a little bit different. Dudes try to get you canceled. I'm like, what?
It's true, man. That's why I stopped playing. That's why I stopped playing Call of Duty, because all these little kids is making me cry and shit, man. I don't play that no more, man.
Well, it's almost like you said earlier. That's you need that thick skin, and I think back in the day we had a different mindset, and it helped people get that thick skin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, Wes, we used to straight up tell people quit life, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, that ain't me. That was them. I don't think that's them. I used to do other stuff that I guess translates to quit life.
Yeah,
But they literally used to say, literally that was their motto. They literally was like tell people quit life.
yeah,
The funny
man.
thing about it is, it didn't make anybody like super sad. Like people either laugh at it or they'll be like encouraged to beat their ass next tournament to
Yeah,
kind of send the same message back to them. Like, no, you quit life now.
yeah.
Nowadays, you can't do that.
No,
You
you
know,
don't
if
quit
you said
life.
that now, your whole channel will be gone.
Cancel.
It'll be canceled, yo.
Oh man.
And you'll be making some. You'll have these. You'll have this like you have to make this apology video on YouTube. I'm sorry, guys, but 20 years ago when I was younger, you know, I was just joking. You know, this is not the person who I am now. They do that like people. I don't understand how you retroactively like cancel somebody like because of what they did when they were younger. Like
It's crazy,
people forget
man.
that like they forget the whole mentality that you're young, like the whole mentality of young and dumb. Like everybody does crazy stuff when they were younger.
Yeah, man.
I don't think there's nobody on this, or there's barely anybody that could come to me and tell me when I was younger, I did nothing that was kind of questionable.
Mhm.
Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing.
Well, I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, don't say nothing. Don't.
I ain't saying nothing.
Because you know what's gonna happen? They may not see it now, but when you guys blow up, they're gonna go back to the archives and be like, "Yo, it's a wrap for you. We got something on it." They're gonna
Not
have that
saying
little.
nothing.
They're gonna have that meme where it's like, "Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we got him."
They're gonna be like,
Go to your house.
they're gonna be like, David, you remember?
They're gonna put your head over the person running out of the house.
This was an amazing talk, Wes.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, I've been looking forward to talking to you again. It's been a while, and you know, catching up was great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if everybody could do me a favor, just follow Wes. You know, follow his YouTube. I'm sure he's gonna post some new content up. Wes, you got any words for the community, for everyone listening?
Support these guys. You know,
Thank you.
because you know they're gonna do big things in the future. Shoot, your first episode, you was able to get a headline on there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
sky's the limit for you guys. And everyone just be safe out there and keep grinding whatever whatever your ambitions are. Don't worry about anybody else. You know, if you have something you really want to do, you know, grind and keep doing it. And make sure in your heart that you doing it for yourself, not for anybody else's approval or anything like that. You want to do it for yourself. And yeah, that's about it. Also, if you guys want to play Melee one of these days, on my channel, you know,
Come get these hands.
yeah, get these old, I will call them old bones. Old get these
Wes, you got
hands.
anybody in specific that you want to send out a challenge?
Ooh, I have a whole bunch of people, bro.
Top five. Let's hear it.
Oh, top 5. I want to play Hungry
Let's
Box.
go.
I want to play Hungry Box. I want to play Mango. I want to play who else? I want to play Zane. I want to play None, but I think me and None is probably gonna play soon because me and him are cool anyway.
Okay.
Or rather cool on good terms. And I want to play Hugs. He'll probably be the last. Hugs and then Plup. Those are the last 2 people I want to play since they play the same characters as me. But those are the main guys. That's probably like on my Smash bucket list to play in a competitive environment, at least, you know, and see how well I'll do against them. If they beat my ass, then whatever, I'll come back. That stuff don't bother me, man.
Yeah.
Because I've given as much ass whoopings as I'm probably going to receive, so, or probably more I gave, so I'm not too worried about that.
And that's the only way you get better. So it is
The only way you get better, bro.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Well, again, thanks again for everything. This was
No problem. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you
I'm
very
glad
much,
you
Wes.
guys are doing well.
We appreciate
Or
it, bro.
healthy,
Thank you.
especially. I'm
All right,
glad
guys.
you. Oh, also, freaking Marvel. No, I think it's DC. Y'all guys got to step your game up, man. Y'all got to step your games up, bro. I'm sorry, they got to step their games up. Especially, there was this article I just saw that I forgot his name, but one of the directors of Justice League was saying that he kind of regrets not having Cyborg have his own movie before the Justice League.
Yeah.
They just kind of made, I guess, his origins. They built it in inside
yeah.
of the movie. We all know what that is about,
Exactly.
man. Come on now. Let's stop it, man. We all know the black man can't catch no break, man. Come on, man. You could have
Yeah.
come on, man. Let's think about it, man. And I think the guy who played Cyborg, I think he had some issues with one of the directors or something like that.
Yes,
So
he
he
did.
left.
Yeah, he did with the second director.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he left. So come on, we're gonna call a spade, man. Black men, black people just don't. Yo, stop. DC, y'all gotta stop playing. Make a Static Shock movie. And
Yes.
and let's listen to me. And I wanted to, the star of Static Shock, I wanted to be one of my best friends named Kubina and Pofo. He fits the description. If you follow him on the social media, you will see it. He had this cosplay where he was Static Shock. He had the little disc that came out.
Yeah.
He had that. He had the hair. He looked just like Static Shock, bro. So y'all need to do it, y'all. Y'all need to stop playing games. Either do Static Shock featuring Kubu or freaking Black Lightning featuring Kubu. Either one.
There we go.
Put them on there, man. Oh, also freaking Black Panther. Put Kubo in there, man. Stop playing games out there.
You heard it here, folks. You got your net Static Shock.
You'll get the
Black
scoop. You got the scoop.
Yeah, he needs to be in one of those movies, man. He might help the movie out, man.
All right, folks. Pleasure. Thanks for listening, and tune in next week. We might have a surprise guest for you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for being here, Wes.
Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you,
Appreciate
everybody.
it. I'm glad you're doing well too, man.
Appreciate that, man.
Again, guys, gonna have to see that challenge soon.
Oh yeah, we'll set up whenever you're ready, man. I'll let him lubricate his old bones up.
Ooh.
so he can get used to the game again, man.
You're talking smack.
I'll do my best, man. I'll do my best.
All right, guys. Peace out. All right.
All right,
Thank you.
peace.